Hi and welcome. In this video I'm going to be showing you the Artboard tool. Now it's been around a while but is not normally spoken about in polite conversation. To be fair, it is on the whole a tool with really specific uses such as web and app design, and that tends to keep us, like photographers, away from it and giving it a miss. However, the Artboard tool does have uses that us photographers might find useful, and one that I actually have used for my own business use. So my take on Artboards will be covered in two videos rather than one long protracted one. Today's video I'll introduce you to the mechanics of creating Artboards. In video 2 I'll take you step by step through a specific task that I completed using Artboards to create advertising postcards for showcasing my images. Okay then, well, let's crack on. Okay, I suppose a good question to ask at this point is, well, what are Artboards in Photoshop? Well, Photoshop's Artboards are very useful and, as I've said earlier, an underused tool. They're predominantly for website and mobile users as they allow you to create multiple layouts inside a single document. Now, an Artboard is like a blank canvas on which you can add objects, images or text. The basic difference between an Artboard and a simple canvas is that you can create and store multiple Artboards inside one document. Each Artboard can hold different layers and layer groups, which allows you to create multiple pages for one project. Now, Artboards can be placed next to each other in the workspace to simultaneously work across various Artboards at the same time. And they do have the uses for photographers too, as we'll see in video 2. Okay, so how can we create an Artboard? Well, there are several methods. I'll just really show you a couple. First, we can do it from the File menu. So if we go to File and New, we can pick the document type as an Artboard. And then we can decide, well, what kind of Artboard, and this is all the main ones for all the phones, all the web sizes for screens of computers and things like that. I'll just say I'll pick the top one, the iPhone X. It automatically puts in the size, resolution 72, that's fine, background color, that's all cool. And then I click OK. And there it is, I've created my first Artboard. You can see the Artboard appears in the Layers panel over here, and the name of the Artboard is on top of the Artboard. So we've got Artboard 1 and Artboard 1. Now we can rename an Artboard. So if I go over to the Layers panel, double click where it says Artboard 1, I'll call this, let's say, iPhone X. There. Oops, don't want iPhone X, we want iPhone X. There we go. That's better. Right, so now we've got a renamed Artboard. Now, part of the beauty of Artboards is that we can work on different iterations of something all at the same time on the screen. So how can we do that? Well, we can create additional Artboards. I could go over to the Layers panel, I could right click, and I could select Duplicate Artboard. This will bring me my Duplicate Artboard dialogues. I'll just call it iPhone X copy, leave everything else as it is, and click OK. And I've now got a copy of my iPhone X. So I can work on two different uses now for this Artboard. Okay, another method of creating Artboards is to use the tool options bar and the Artboard tool. And the Artboard tool is grouped with the Move tool. If I select the Artboard tool now, you get the Artboard tool options bar at the top. And what I can do here is say, okay, well, I want to create a new Artboard. So this little icon here is the new Artboard icon. Click on that. I select what I want in here, well, I'll just go for the iPhone X again, but you could work on different types of design, the Apple Watch and the mobile design. I'll just go for another iPhone X, and then you just click anywhere and it creates you another artboard. Another option is from the panel flyout menu. So I could go over to the layers panel flyout menu, and I've got new artboard. Give it a name, Artboard 2, another iPhone, and click OK. I'll just do Control and 0 to fit all them on the screen at the same time. There we go. So we've now got 4 different iPhones that we could work on different designs, all within the same document. So I'm not having to continually switch from one document to another to see to see how it works. Now, how do we delete these artboards? Well, we basically just click to select it and hit the backspace key. And I'll hit the backspace key again, and then Control and 0 to get that in the middle. And I'll Control and minus just to zoom it out a little bit. Now, I think the quickest way, and the way I use to create new artboards, is when we select the Artboard tool, we'll see what we get is these little pluses that come. Let me just zoom that out a little bit so you can see the ones on the top. So these little pluses mean we can add an artboard at whichever side the plus is on. So if I want one on the right hand side here, I can click get me one on the top. I can click. If I want one to the left hand side, I can click. Let me just put them in the middle for you. So now I've got 4 different iterations, if you like, of an iPhone X that I can work on at the same time. Visually, it is brilliant. It is brilliant. Right, okay, let's get rid of some of them. I don't want that Artboard 3, so I'll click on it, backspace, Artboard 2, backspace, Artboard 1, backspace, Control and 0, and there I am, back to me just single artboard. And finally, a quick way to duplicate an artboard is with a modifier key. If we hold the Alt key down, you'll see my cursor changes to a little black arrowhead and a white arrowhead, and this is called copy drag. If I now go and click on the iPhone tab and drag, I can create a copy. That's great. Now we'll get rid of them with the backspace key. I'll then click on that one, backspace key, and I'm back to my original artboard. Okay, what if I want to change the size of an artboard? Well, yeah, I can do that. We can use the Artboard tool. So if I go to the toolbar and I show the tool options bar, I can basically just type something in. So if I want something that is, let's say, shorter, I can click in here, change that to say 1000 pixels and press return. And now what I've done is I've got a smaller artboard. Let's edit and undo that. Any artboard that's live, I can achieve the same effect by hovering over one of the handles and clicking and dragging to actually resize the artboard in any direction or any size. Right, now what happens if we've got an existing document like this where we've got quite a few layers in it and we'd like to turn that into an artboard? Well, that's no problem. What we can do is just select the layers that we want. In this case, I'll select them all and say, so I'll hold the Shift key down and I'll click on the bottom layer. That's selected all the layers. And then I go to the Layers panel flyout menu and I select Artboard from Layers. I can give it a name and then click OK. And here we are. We've got everything now within that artboard. So everything that we've got, all the layers are now inside that artboard. Well, that's it for part 1. I'm looking forward to seeing you in part 2. Now, what should we now know? Well, We've now covered creating new artboards. We should know how to duplicate artboards. We should know how to delete artboards, and we should know how to resize artboards. If we've got an existing image, we should also know how to create an artboard from an existing document. You're all set up now to watch video 2, where I'll show you a start to finish demonstration using Artboards to create a postcard to advertise your favourite images. Now please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and on my website subscribe to receive newsletters on all things photographic, Photoshop and Lightroomy. Okay, I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.